day in person. Have
Thank
a
you
great
for
one.
All right, y'all. Great job, Shayna. I'm very, very proud of you. You held your own perfectly like I just knew you would. There's a couple things that we're going to have to hit. It's a couple points in there. Number one, I do realize the folks of most of the people in Swainsboro are more so along the lines of high school educated. So we don't want to get too high above their head, but it's certain things that we don't need to say. Certain remarks, we got to stay professional with a lot of stuff. Just real quickly, some of the stuff that I just heard. Never say people are lazy. You said the people of Swainsboro, some folks lazy, they don't want to get a job. That is horrible for you to say because that's an insult directly to folks that can vote for you. We can talk about they got challenges. We can talk about, some people may not be as motivated. People have, different issues and this type of thing, but lazy is always going to come off as an insult. We can't be from the upper folk, okay? You want to be a regular middle class family. So if most people fit within the parameters of lower middle class, you're regular middle class, even though you above them, that still makes you regular middle class. Because if you anywhere around, I'd say 100 to about 150, 160,000, you still middle class. Upper middle class hits way up in like 600,000 in their household. The next thing, stop feeling. You say, I feel I'm this person. I feel this person. Don't feel. That means there's some doubt there. No, I'm the person for the job. I'm the person who can get it done. I'm the only person that can bring both sides together. Okay? Don't feel it, know it. Let's see. Don't say you court people. That's something that in the big city up here, we know. I know exactly what he's talking about. I do it all day. That's how I make money. But down there, they're not gonna understand it. It's gonna sound like trickery. It's gonna sound like some type of manipulation. And it's easy to pull that one on you because I can turn around and say you courting the people of Swainsboro with all this stuff that you're not gonna really do. It's a lot of ways to spin it off. Let's see. Don't say you like attention. When number one, if it does come up, which I don't think that play will, but never say that you like attention. You are stepping up to the plate because no one else will. But if it is seen as I want everybody looking at me, all eyes on me, then you just an attention hog, and that's the reason why you're doing this. You just want to be somebody, or you want to be famous. You don't really want to fix problems. Okay? Let's see what else. Don't say crackhead. We can no longer use terms like crackhead. Crackheads can't be in your family. Substance abuse. Substance abusers. Things like that is quite all right. Crackhead is already denotes the wrong thing. And then even if the play comes up, you may play a challenged substance abuser that may have, taken out some things on her daughter. But don't say I play a crackhead and she used to beat the hell out of her daughter and all that, And like I said, we stifling that. We don't want that to come up at all right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Your opponent. Never say anything good about this dude. Period. Okay? You can say stuff like his heart may be in the right place. He just got the wrong idea. You don't ever want to go at someone and make them a bad person. They just they just wrong in what they're thinking. This is wrong for the people of Swainsboro. That's fine. But don't praise him for anything. Do say you will work with him after this. Okay? And he can be a good person genuinely, but you just don't feel like his plan is going to do anything for the people of Swainsboro. We need to order the audit ASAP. Order it. Okay. It needs to be done. Let's see. All right, so in the COVID is a very, very serious issue, and people feel all kind of ways about it. And then typically, the less educated they are, the less they're going to be for this vaccine. So we need to find out what the people of Swainsboro wants before we start answering that question. Because if you start talking about mandating masks, mandating vaccines, any of this type of stuff, mandatory testing, all that's going to turn off uneducated folks in the first place. Number two, you need to make point of we are in this together. Swainsboro is a unique place, and we need to work with our state and local officials to find out what is going to be the best solution for the COVID problems here. You do not have to have every single answer to every problem, but you need to have a method to get it. So you got health professionals you can rely on. You got other your county health department, all these other folks. You need to assemble someone, or assemble a task force to deal with the COVID problems in Swainsboro. We are not scientists and experts. The other thing, when you are dealing with people that are high school educated, science ain't your road. We can't be talking about dealing with the science and this type of stuff. Keep it about the people. Because if you start talking about science, that's going to scare them. It's going to be stuff that they don't understand. We don't want to go down that road. We always want to keep it about the people. And then anytime, anything that may come up, because see, the problem with COVID is this. Most of the solutions to it, don't nobody really like the solution. It's either be forced to wear a mask, get a vaccination, whatever. You can't be the person to make that decision. You can put the team in place, and we're going to do what the team say. Now you can take their responsibility to put it on them, and everybody can be mad at them. And you can be set the example and wear the mask. And we need to know what those numbers really are there. If you don't know them, let me know. I'll get with Roger Bruce. He can get them straight from the Capitol and tell me what they are.
Please, because they stopped reporting here. Because the data was incorrect or lagging to keep up. So if you could.
Okay. Coming back. All right. So at the initial beginning of the interview, you talked about how people didn't understand the chain of command. When you were talking about government, once again, in a place where you start talking to people that's high school educated, most of them are not going to be big on authority, especially if they're out in the country. Folks that live out in the country feel like they live free. So we don't want to use words like chain of command. All right? Your government is here to serve you. And that's how we always need to relate to the people. We're here to serve. We're not here to control. We're not here to be in charge. We're here to serve the people, to make sure everybody rights are protected. Everybody got a good shot in this world at having the pursuit of happiness and the American dream. So never use words like chain of command. I always break it down to service. Then another one, you said it's a small knit community, a lot of family. You want to bring back hometown values and shine a light on corruption. You got to get all this stuff down in real quick, simple statements. And then when you are saying this stuff, it has to relate across, and then it's got to sound kind of cool at the same time. So when you start talking about the corruption in government, what do we do about it? The first thing we need to do is shine a light on it so that people understand what's going on. We're going to do that through the audit. The next step, once we figure out what's going on, if it's applicable to charge people, whatever needs to be done, we'll let the appropriate people handle it from that point. But your job as the leader is to get to the bottom of it. Not necessarily say, I'm going to throw these folks in jail or whatever. No, we're going to start this audit. And then the next step is whatever's appropriate, that's what we're going to let our folks handle. See, your lack of experience. Anytime someone starts to talk about your lack of experience, okay, he's old. He's got old ideas. You're young, you're fresh, you're innovative, okay? You've been somewhere else. You've seen something else work. You can come back and bring that here. If you know Clyburn, get a picture with him, get a phone call, get an endorsement, get something, because he is huge in the Democratic Party. But that always lends to, they always going to hit you on lack of experience when you ain't never been there. The key to lack of experience is I have a better way, fresh new ideas. I'm younger. I can connect with young folks. We can get the city. We can, do like digital, like you talked about, like Facebook, social, all the obvious stuff that ain't done. You see what I'm saying? And then too, I love how you said the believing in yourself and having faith. But faith got to have a plan, okay? Faith can't just come with, I believe. Believing is great, but we got to have a plan. So when you make that statement and you talk about your faith, that is wonderful. But you also need to back that up with common sense and say, yes, I do. I believe in myself. I believe in the people of Swainsboro. We have a lot of faith. but we also got a plan, okay? And we're gonna put our faith in this plan that it's gonna work for the citizens, okay? All right, so another one. You said no one else will do the job. No one else is stepping up. We need to formulate this just right, but basically how we need to come across, heroes are not selected, okay? They're not chosen. They're just normal people that step up and do something won't nobody else do. And that's how we need to spin that. Okay? You got a 3-point plan. We're going to work on that. All right. So most of the stuff so far, and this is just right off the top of my head, we're going to go through this in detail and really get forensic with it. Develop your talking points that you're going to need. And then we just going to stay on message for the rest of this because we ain't got long. We just need to get everything across. Fresh, innovative ideas, your 3-point plan. This is how we deal with crime. This is how we deal with COVID, all this other stuff. And then the other thing is we got to deal with your facial expressions, your body language, this type of thing on camera. Because as soon as you get to doing this type of stuff, you get like that, you getting too aggressive for folk. You got to be calm and reserved. No matter what I ask you, you just, and then like this, and like this, and like this. As soon as you start doing like this, your facial expressions, then you get a little bit too aggressive. And then they start to hit you on things like that. So when we are actually in a live interview, it's really gonna matter when we sitting down, because we're gonna have to be calm and comfortable. You can show your passion, but you're gonna have to show it in a little bit more reserved way. And then any more interviews after this won't be just a test case. It's gonna be for real. So we need to make sure your hair's done, your makeup's done, and you are dressed like the mayor. Even if it's a sit-down interview, it needs to be top. You fine. But you got to start playing the part. Like, you got to start dressing the part.
Right.
It's about, I think, 2.5, maybe 3 hours from here, down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be there tomorrow somewhere between the hours of 9 and 10.
Okay.
And I'll shoot you a text when I leave Atlanta.
Okay. That's great.
All right.
Great.
So, like I say, any community organizations, any big time folks that you got in the city that we can meet with and start to talk with, let's see if we can set up a few meetings.
Yeah, I got some like campaign manager and definitely those other people who are here on the ground in the room, those kind of people that can give you insight on some Swainsboro badge, that can help, we can work to our good.
Okay. Did you were you able to talk with Mayor Angeline?
Yes, she let's talk before we will get ready to get started, but I'm gonna call her back.
Wonderful. She, like I said, she's a great person. Grill her, get all the answers that you need or whatever. And anything other than that, I'm about to talk to a good friend of mine. His name is Michael Davis. He is an economist. I want him to look at Swainsboro and see what we might be able to possibly do as far as like a financial or economic plan down there. Because we definitely gonna need to be able to show. We definitely need to be able to show that you have a strong economic plan and that you can pull this together, bring jobs to the area, help bring more income, bring more tax dollars to the area, so other things can happen like community centers, other stuff like that. And then we also need to be looking at some type of incubator or entrepreneurship program based on the industries that's there.
Yeah, through and that was through my nonprofit. That's what I'm supposed to do, is to build a business and career development with it.
Okay. And then more than likely before this interview, I hear SCAD is down there real close.
Savannah.
And I got a friend that's got some folks down there, so we might be able to use them. But this interview has to happen wherever that main central location that everybody knows in Swainsboro. That needs to be the backdrop of this interview. We can get Ms. Holland to work with you as far as one-on-one. Hey, this is how you need to act. This is what your body language needs to look like. This is what the facial expressions have to say. She is an expert at that, and she's done it for years for several big-time clients. And in that way, we can make sure all this stuff on camera gets controlled. Like some of the stuff, we can control a few little live mess-ups here and there, but what goes on camera, what gets recorded, they will loop that till no end. So we got to get that part right.
Okay.
But Virginia, what you think? I think she can do it. I think we're looking at the next mayor of Swainsboro.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I think we can
ma'am,
do
Miss
it.
Fixer. I think you did a good job. I think you did a good job. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was fun, actually.
I will get you a copy of this. I'm gonna also share a copy of this with the team. Like I say, I will be down there tomorrow. I'll text you when I'm on my way, and then we'll go from there. We'll hit the ground, and we'll see what we got to do to get you in there.
Sounds good. Thank you all so much for your time today. That was awesome. I appreciate it.
All right, son. Thank you.
All right. Bye
Bye.
bye.